It's my pleasure to introduce to you our Convocation speaker this afternoon. Dr. Simon Sherry is an associate professor in Dal's Department of Psychology and Neuroscience. Dr. Sherry's research is focused on the role of personality traits and social processes in psychopathology. His research has been supported with over $2 million in funding from local, provincial, and international agencies since he started here at Dal in 2007. Not surprisingly, his great research has been recognized in numerous ways, most recently with the award of a prestigious Killam Prize in Science in 2016. Dr. Sherry has also been recognized for his commitment to training future clinical psychologists with receipt of the Scientist Practitioner Early Career Award in 2015 from the Canadian Psychological Association. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sherry to address Convocation.
I heartily congratulate today's new graduates. Well done. I'm proud of you. Whether you strove relentlessly for academic excellence or learned that C's and D's get degrees, today's graduation is praiseworthy. Your graduation is also momentous. It announces something important has ended and something critical now begins. It represents a true fork-in-the-road moment in your life and heralds a new opportunity for personal development. Statistics Canada tells us an average university graduate is about 25 years old, and several decades of scientific research tell us your personality is set like plaster by around age 30. Put differently, you'll soon be the person you're going to be for the rest of your life. After successfully completing decades of formal education, your ability to work and to achieve is largely proven. And it is relationship challenges, more so than occupational challenges, that are likely to find you in your post-graduation years. As a practicing clinical psychologist, I seldom see young adults with university degrees suffering from occupational challenges. More typically, I encounter young adults struggling to find real intimacy and to fend off a sense of isolation. Finding a worthwhile romantic partner is a potentially daunting process, even when aided by a sage device like Tinder. With this in mind, I'll offer some tips informed by psychological science, clinical observation, and my own repeated mistakes. For those of you already partnered, you can store this information away and use it when you break up. The idea of having and articulating high standards and high expectations for prospective partners appears lost in 21st century dating. Whether you're seeking a romantic partner or somebody seeking you, standards and expectations are important. Be assertive and be selective. Not everyone deserves you. Standards and expectations make great walls. If they're high enough, you control who enters. If they're too low, you're going to be overrun by a horde of barbarians. In seeking out a romantic partner, another thing is key. You need to understand the difference between chocolate cake and broccoli. Without question, chocolate cake looks good. It's very tempting, and you get a definite rush when you indulge. In fact, it's hard not to conclude that chocolate cake is superior to boring broccoli. But there's a catch. You can't have a day-to-day, long-term relationship with chocolate cake. It will inevitably turn on you and compromise your health. In contrast, you can have a daily, long-lasting, and healthy relationship with broccoli. There is no shame-filled post-broccoli malaise. You can feel positive about your choice, knowing that it won't compromise your well-being. And no, to clear it up once and for all, your chocolate cake will never turn into broccoli, no matter how long you wait. Maintaining a thriving romantic relationship also takes hard work. Understand that your behavior has consequences for your partner. Your affection has consequences. Your criticism has consequences. All you do with your partner has consequences, and the meter is always running. So you need to know how you impact your partner. Pay attention to what brings your partner closer to you and to what pushes your partner further from you. You leave a trace and you make an impression in your every interaction. And whether your relationship flourishes or withers is, in large part, a consequence of the accumulation of your interactions with your partner. In other words, it takes a deliberate, sustained effort to keep the love of your life. From becoming the person who spends every other weekend with your kids. In your post-graduation years, nurture a more inclusive sense of self, moving from I to we, from hollow self-preoccupation to a genuine concern for your romantic partner will only enrich your life. It's vitally important to find something bigger than you are. And in a romantic relationship, you can find a purpose greater than yourself. But if your ego is visible from outer space, and you've often pondered whether your signature deserves a Pulitzer, it's hard to be uncomplicated and to live cooperatively. To an egotist, romantic partners are just tools of self-aggrandizement, tools that get picked up and put down as needed. Having invested in, worked on, and succeeded at obtaining a world-class education, you're now at a fork-in-the-road moment in your life. The fork to the left is familiar. It's a path of achievement where work comes before relationships and sacrifices are made in pursuit of career advancement. The fork to the left is valued and rewarded as it should be, and we've prepared you well to make that turn. But there's a potential problem. If you can only turn left, ultimately, you're going to end up going round in circles. That's where the fork in the right comes in. You don't want to be just a left turn specialist. It's good to be flexible, to be able to turn left and to turn right when you need to. Admittedly, the fork to the right is scarier. It's a path of relationships where close bonds form and hearts can break. Worse yet, there is no course outline, study guide, or grading scheme for romantic relationships. And let's face it, we've spent the last 17 years training you on reading, writing, and arithmetic, not love, compassion, and communication. But it's still essential to risk turning right. to move forward and to fight for a stable, positive, and loving bond with another human. These next few years represent a rare opportunity for you to grow and to improve. It's time to put the finishing touches on you before you become who you're going to be for the rest of your life. Right now, you're well practiced in turning left, and you've got a prestigious degree to prove it. I hope you work at turning right with equal effort and enthusiasm.